One of just 5 players in Catawba history to score 600 points in a season, posting 607 during the 91-92 campaign. Also, what's standing out to me is he is dedicating his life in the healthcare field, having worked with disadvantaged children in the past, which is beyond admirable. Brian Lewis is presenting the hardware. Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Godfrey. My hope is next year they've got shorter people that come into the Hall of Fame because I don't feel intimidated at all.
Need to get some point guards.
Point guards. Everybody needs a good point guard. One tidbit that people may not know is that you were the team MVP all 4 years. How does that happen?
Good teammates. I like to say. Good teammates. They trusted me with the ball more than themselves, you know. So, and plus, coach, he allowed me to shoot the ball a little bit more than others.
A friend of mine who was a freshman at Catawba when you were a senior is Callum Brown, and when I talked to Callum a couple of weeks ago, he remembers you as being a player that was all over the court. I mean, again, we just read some of the stats. You were in a lot of places at the right time. Was that your demeanor, your personality, to want to be in that 45-foot space, that big square, and all over the place?
You know, when we played, it was just certain plays that you just, in teams that you played against, that you wanted to do your best against. LR, Gardner Webb. So those teams brought out the best in you, you know. So whenever I could do something extra, I would, always.
Catawba obviously gave you an opportunity, and we've got a picture of you, and I can't tell if you're throwing the shot up or trying to get somebody else's miss. Catawba obviously gave you a great opportunity, and what you did for them in 4 years was incredible. But what did they do for you during your 4 years?
My 4 years at Catawba was great. I have nothing but great memories. More importantly, they gave me an opportunity to further my education. I played basketball, I loved it, but I furthered my education, I got a degree, you know, so that was the most thing that I'm proud of the most. Basketball was wonderful, but I'm proud of getting my education, so I thank Catawba for that.
Who else were you looking at the time, or who else was looking at you?
Nobody at all.
So Catawba, you really need to give them a high five, then, right?
Love them to death. Yeah, my cousin actually was in school at Catawba at the time, and I told this story to Brian, the president, today, and I just came home from the Army, basic training. I was, you know, still wanting to pursue basketball. At the time, coach was recruiting, and so I went over there and I practiced with him a couple of times. And then, you know, I kept telling him. He said, "You want to play?" I said, "Yeah." Ask him, you know, ask coach, do he like me? Because he remembered me from high school. Well, anyway, make a long story short, he kept bugging him, asking him, and I guess coach got tired of my cousin talking to him, coming in his office every other day. And he finally just told me, "Hey, Andre, come on, I got a scholarship for you." And here I am.
So what was the gap between high school and going to college? How long did you serve?
I did my basic AIT. It was just 11 months, 11 and a half months. Yeah.
So why did nobody, did you fall off the radar screen when you went into the military?
I went to another college first, and then I went to the Army. So it was, yeah, nobody recruited me, actually. No, nobody.
Did you put up the same type numbers in high school?
I didn't. I was a little man on the totem pole in high school. We had a great high school team.
It's been really solid.
Yeah, 2 games away from the state, and then the year after we won the state. So, out there, that.
So what does being a Hall of Famer mean to you?
Elite class, just a great opportunity, a great honor, you know. I'm proud of this. I know we are given individual awards, but I have to thank my college coaching staff, former teammates, and just other people. It's not only me, it's everybody that helps me get here, so I'm proud of that.
And this is a different environment. You didn't have any idea going into this that you were going to be sitting here doing this.
Yeah. I wrote this long speech that I was going to
Well, as I mentioned to our last honoree, you can use it as kindling in December.
Okay. I was going to wow the crowd with this speech, but...
Do you want to go?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm fine.
But the point I was going to make is I can hear the emotion in you. I can almost feel your chest rise and fall. This is pretty special, yes?
It is. It really is. It's an honor, and I'm grateful, truly grateful.
How did you get into the healthcare industry? Where did the disadvantaged children part of your personality come into play?
You know, actually, it was my first job. So that kind of just got me. But then I got into it, and the kids that I worked with, they were, you know, it was something to make a change in them, you know, and they looked up to you, and it was really an honor just to work with the kids every day, and they look forward to seeing you every day. So that was a really good experience for me.
So if it was your first job, did you get it the same way you got the scholarship? Did you just go in and badger somebody to no end?
Actually, no. I went through the right process, application and everything on that. Yeah.
That's actually funny.
Yeah. I had to work for that one.
Yeah, so now Marcy and Eric need to try to top that as we move along. Who do you have to thank tonight?
I want to thank my girls, my children, Taylor and Andrea for being here. Of course, my Catawba family, Coach Sam Moyer, Coach Bill Haggerty, Mr. Tom Childress, and President Brian Lewis. I'd like to thank you guys for sharing this moment with me and being here tonight. So, yeah, I'd like to thank them, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andre Godfrey.